In an anime episode, Urashiki acknowledges Boruto's Jougan and calls it troublesome.
それは上眼ですか。厄介な目を持ってい
The
る。
thing which fascinated me is that Urashiki reacted calmly upon seeing the Jougan. Since the manga has been teasing its connection with the Otsutsuki God, Urashiki should have freaked out by seeing Boruto using the divine eye. Now it could be a hint for the Jougan not being that broken of an ability, but I think it's the complete opposite. By the end of this video, you will get to know why Urashiki reacted that way and the misery that the Jougan will bring into Boruto's life. So subscribe for more Boruto content and let's begin. So far what we know about the Jougan is that it has some connection to the Otsutsuki God, and Toneri was the one who was given the task of making Boruto aware of this power. Whether he knew it by himself or some other being told him about it is still a mystery. Maybe Toneri also has the ability to see the fate of an individual, which is similar to another Otsutsuki who had made Boruto his vessel. Before Toneri could give more warnings to Boruto, he was sealed on the moon by Urashiki, the same Otsutsuki who saw Boruto's Jougan and didn't give a damn. Well, I think there are mainly 3 reasons for Urashiki not being afraid of Boruto's eye. That it should be because it belongs to the Otsutsuki God. Firstly, I think Urashiki knows Boruto in his human form won't be able to master this divine dojutsu because it requires a huge amount of chakra reserves, and there is no way Boruto's body was ready to handle the Jougan's power at that moment. But the story had a major plot twist in the manga where Boruto got turned into an Otsutsuki, and now his body must have enough affinity to utilize the powers of the pure eye. If this theory comes true, then Urashiki is soon going to pay a huge price for underestimating the Jougan wielder. Secondly, I think Urashiki knew there is no Otsutsuki left who could reveal the truth of the Jougan to Boruto. Some people say it could be Momoshiki, but I believe he is scheming something for his own benefit, and if he unveils the secret of the Jougan to Boruto, that would ruin his plan of resurrecting into Boruto's body. Now I know Momoshiki had given up on his revival when he healed Boruto and turned him into an Otsutsuki, but it was the only way for him to save himself from going to the afterlife, and not because of some bond that he shares with Boruto. The legacy of Momoshiki and Boruto is going to be really different than the story of Naruto and Kurama, mainly because Momoshiki himself chose Boruto as his vessel in order to accomplish his ultimate goal of reviving himself. And Otsutsuki like Momoshiki won't get affected by Boruto's talk no jutsu, and his true intentions are still a mystery. And finally, the reason I think Urashiki wasn't scared of the Jougan is because he knew Boruto has no knowledge of the power that resides in his right eye, and he's waiting for the right time in order to take the Jougan away from Boruto. This theory could also work in the manga canon story, since we have seen the signs of more Otsutsukis in the series, and maybe once the conflict with Kawaki is over with the help of Boruto's Jougan, they will visit the planet but not to devour it but to take the pure eye of Boruto away from him. If Momoshiki was referring to Boruto's vision, then his prophecy of Boruto losing everything could also include the involvement of the Jougan. The Jougan could be the key to defeating Kawaki and bringing the peace back to the shinobi world, but the dark destiny of Boruto would ultimately make him the target of those Otsutsukis who want to lay their hands on the eye of the Otsutsuki God. Now as we know, Aida and Demon's dojutsus are crescent and half moon shaped. Maybe they were failed replicas of the Jougan but still possess an amazing amount of power. If the Kawaki conflict ends in Boruto's favor, then I think Aida and Demon would be on Boruto's side in defeating those Otsutsukis who will come to Earth in search of the Jougan. That would explain why the eyes of the cyborg duo also resemble the moon, and I think for the atonement of his sins, Kawaki would sacrifice himself in order to eliminate those hunter Otsutsukis. The legacy of the Jougan would still continue, and Boruto might even meet the Otsutsuki God who chose him for this power. The next phase of Boruto's adventures might be led by the Jougan, and since the dojutsu translates to the pure eye, I think it would have some ability to purify an Otsutsuki from doing the petrifying acts of devouring planets for the chakra fruit. I really believe by the end of Boruto, the whole secrets and origins of the Otsutsuki shall be unveiled, and the series would conclude after Boruto makes peace with those alien beings. Don't forget to comment down your opinion on this theory below, and I will see you next time.